Welcome back to part 2 of Ted versus Lyn. They only had one encounter so far. That was Lyn's Blade Master just doing a bit of wind walk around his army. He goes to the shop, purchases another circlet of nobility. That Blade Master is very highly stacked right now. He even manages to critically take out that troll at the back of his army and wind walk out of there with minimal loss. Tauren Chieftain is now out, and I imagine he's gone stomp as there's no aura available. 5 grunts. Lyn could be in a bit of trouble here. That's quite a big army with a scroll of the beast on it in his base. He's immediately stomped down, starting to focus down that crypt fiend. Blade Master just picking off units that are trying to get out of the fight so he gets the experience for them. If I could go either way right now. Lyn pulling that grunt out of the battle at red health. Another fiend is about to fall down from the Blade Master. He's just outside of the fight, picking off any escaping units, salving these units up outside of the fight. He could be in a spot of trouble if these burrows start to fall. The Blade Master just trying to keep in the battle, distract him from his buildings as much as he can. Another grunt retreating from the fight as Lyn is trying to chase down yet another crypt fiend, but decides it's going too far out of the fight and he needs to be back elsewhere. Lyn doing a very good job of taking those grunts out of the fight and keeping them alive so he can salve them up later. In comes the Tauren Chieftain. He looks like he's going around to do just that and salve them up. Yep, just going to salve them up the back of the base so he can bring them back into the fight. Raiders now out for Lyn. That's very good for ensnaring those fiends when they try and retreat. Currently he just took another fiend out from that Blade Master. He's just an assassin right now. Excuse me. Ted desperately wanted to take down these burrows. Another fiend falls. Lyn has done an amazing job of defending his base against that army now. He's just completely turned the tide on him. Summons in the base trying to cause trouble have now dispelled. And he's forced to TP out of the fight. Amazing fight there for Lyn. A lot of experience gained. He's just completely took Ted's army out with his Blade Master basically. Meanwhile back at Ted's base, he's bought 2 more Dust of Appearances and a Rod of Necromancy. Also bought another Sacrificial Skull just to get that creeping area. Probably going to be creeping this Goblin camp any moment now. Meanwhile Lyn scouting around with his level 3, nearly level 4 Blade Master. He's going to be wanting to know what he's up to if he's switching tactics. Level 4 now for the Death Knight. That's good for Ted. He needs that. In comes Lyn. He obviously knows he's out creeping, so he's coming in and trying to cause some havoc here. He's going to try and get down that fiend, but Ted very quick to use the death coil, working on a second fiend that was ensnared by the creep camps. It's a very good tactic. That's going to fall. No, Ted manages to get the death coil in. It's a good micro from him. The camp is still half standing, so it's a very good harassment from Lyn. He's managed to pull him out of that fight and nearly take down 2 of his units, causing the Death Knight to lose a lot of mana on that death coil. Well, unfortunately, Ted has been very unlucky there, and one of his fiends has been ensnared. He immediately gets the Lich King back to put frost armor on it in case Lyn tried to snipe it out. Lyn's staying very close to the fight. Notices an acolyte coming out of the base and wants none of that straight away, but Ted has put frost armor and immediately coiled it up, so it's pivotal to his strategy by the looks of things. The Blade Master heading towards the shop now. Purchases a scroll of healing and goes right back, following this army. Ted can see him, so he's obviously used the Dust of Appearance. Raiders are now joining the battle for Lyn's army. The Tauren Chieftain, meanwhile, has been creeping down the bottom of the map, getting experience. Oh, he almost left that right behind. There's a scroll of speed for the Tauren Chieftain there. It's imperative, I think, for the Orcs to be able to move very quickly to where they need to be in a fight. Otherwise, those fiends will start picking Lyn's forces apart. Very nice move here from Ted. He's used the Sacrificial Skull to lay down creep next to Lyn's base, and he's building 2 Ziggurats just to try and push this attack. I think this is an all-out attack now. If this doesn't work, then I'd imagine Ted will be saying good game. Speed Scroll has been popped. Tauren Chieftain stomping just to get those fiends down. Ted viciously trying to heal up his fiends with Death Coil. Lyn microed all of the peons out of his base to try and bring these Ziggurats down while the fight's going on. Meanwhile, Akodo beast has joined the fight on the left. That's adding a lot of damage to Lyn's army, and he's well out of the fight. The Lich King is on about half health right now. That Blade Master is just focusing down all of the fiends, doing a brilliant job of taking those out of the battle. Tauren Chieftain just tanking all the damage up right now. Down falls another fiend by the looks of it. It's ensnared, and yes, that goes down, giving the Tauren Chieftain a level 3. That's probably improved aura. Looks like Lyn is going to come out the victor from this fight, from what I can see. Blade Master is surrounded, but it's only by summoned units. In comes the Tauren Chieftain. Down falls another fiend from Ted's army. That one Ziggurat is becoming operational, and it's being repaired by the Acolyte. Oh, the Lich King's in trouble and falls down. Nice round by Lyn. That level 2 stomp by the Tauren Chieftain has just stunned nearly all of Ted's summoned units. Death Knight is still alive, but he's now lost Frost Armor. He's trying to focus down that Raider on the left. Get that one kill out of this at least. Oh, he pulls away from it just before he kills it and returns to it. Blade Master just used a scroll of healing, or a healing potion, sorry. Another grunt close to being killed from the Death Knight, but he has to leave it and return to focus down on the Blade Master. Ted now only with the Death Knight and one Fiend for an army. The rest are summoned units and are falling fast. Looks like that Fiend's... Yeah, and Ted calls good game. It's a very good game played for Lyn there. He just shut Ted out of the fight, even with those Ziggurats going up. Cheers for watching. Give me some feedback, good or bad. I prefer good, obviously, but I do take constructive criticism well. Cheers for watching.